All right, guys, I'm sorry this is take two, but we had some video problems there. We're going to start here with our yellow for our sunflowers. Everybody should be getting this through email now. So we're going to start with yellow and a tiny bit of brown, okay? And we're going to start in here and push up. So it doesn't matter if you go over that circle. Start in your center and push up like that. See that? See how I'm going the whole way around and I'm pushing up. And I want it to feather up this way. See how it's feathering up? So you start from your center and you feather it up. I'm going to do that on this one that's on the side. See, it's like kind of underneath and tucked in. Push it up that way. And then I'm going to do each of my centers for my daisies. Okay, now I'm going to use my regular yellow and I'm going to start up here and push down in. Now I'm starting with my yellow because of the pigment. If you were to do the other color in the background, you wouldn't get the vibrancy that you'll get if you just start fresh white. So start up here and push down in. going to start over here now with my yellow, and I'm going to start at the top of my daisies and push down in. Okay, now I'm going to take my white and I'm going to try and mix it in towards the center up into my top. Center up into my top. Same with up here. See how I'm going from my top down? See how much it helps the flower stand out a little bit more? And you don't have to bring it the whole way down. Okay, now we're going to start in the center and fill this in brown. Here, in this one, and here, in this one. And then I'm going to do like little equal signs the whole way around, because when you look at a sunflower, it has those little tiny petals that come and go. And they've folded in. They're really tight looking. They're really, and they spray out the whole way around. So it almost looks like little sun rays the whole way around. So I'm going to define each of the petals now and go a little bit further on some of the petals that are up further with the brown. See how I'm real lightly touching that. So you want to use a real small brush, maybe even like an angle brush, and go around like that. Okay, now I'm going to touch the very bottom of my daisy in the brown, because they're never just pure yellow. They always look like they're a little brown on the edges. All right, now the center of my sunflower, I'm going to dabble some of the black on. And then I'm not going to go clean to the edge, but I'm going to come around the inside where we just made those. So you're going to stay on the inside of like those little tiny equal signs we had made and make little tiny dots, but you want to let the brown, it's like a circle almost, like a Cheerio in between there. Because we're going to create a look that makes it look like it's raised in there. If you've looked at the center of a sunflower, you can usually feel it with your finger. Then I'm going to speck it with a little bit of green, and where that brown is, just a few little green pieces, little green specks. And then a little bit of yellow. Okay, now you're going to get into your white, so get a clean brush, or clean that brush really well. And I want you to take your white, and it's actually going to go over top of all of it, so I just move kind of quickly around it. What's pre-drawn here for your daisies? There's a daisy here. And there's a daisy up here. Now the other little daisies we'll be able to catch and put them in after all of our other stuff. But you're going to get into some more white now, and I just want you to highlight the very tip of this on a few. See how it defines it? Very lightly though. The lighter you go, the better luck you'll have. All this white does is just make it stand out a little bit. All right, we're going to start with our green, and you'll see like I have these sorts of lines made. Well, that's where we're going to be with our green that's going to spray out. So first I want you to trace around what you have here for your sunflowers. So trace around that, maybe with a nice small angle brush would probably be your best bet. And then I'm going to wipe what's on my brush because it gathers up there towards the center of these bristles, and I want to get that wiped off. So it's actually just going to kind of spray it out, and we'll use that to blend it out earlier because it's not like it just stops in a big bush. It kind of, we spray it out so it looks soft. So I'm going to keep working around these petals. And still I'm going around every petal. Just lightly touch it where you're going to go in there in between. And you don't need to do very many of them, just a few, just so people get the idea. And then it falls down over the basket or the crock. It's like in an old crock. I'm going to turn this so you can see it a little better. I'm still working up around each little petal of my daisies.